of Crows, hashtag Crowsplosion live show. This month we've been working with Macmillan. Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo has been a book of the month. It was fantastic. I think we all agree it was fantastic. I'm Christine from polandbananasBOOKS. This is my channel.
I'm Jesse from Jesse the Reader.
And I'm Kat from Katie-tastic.
Woo! So today we're going to be discussing Six of Crows in spoilery fashion, in spoilery glory fashion, and if you want to
give a brief story?
Yeah, I was just gonna say about questions. If you want to ask us questions while we're talking about the book intro right here before it gets spoilery, if you want to ask questions, you can use the hashtag Crowsplosion on Twitter, or you can use the app. I think you can use the app. No, I don't think you can. The app's not here. There is no app. That's the only way you can ask questions. Or there's the comment section. So you can ask questions in the comments, but make sure to put hashtag Crowsplosion so we can see them easily. Okay, who wants to give us a quick synopsis of Six of Crows?
6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. Simple as that.
You want to kick it off with your feelings, Joseph?
Sure, I will do that. I freaking loved Six of Crows. I actually read Lee Bardugo's other trilogy, or like her first trilogy that she released, the Grisha trilogy, and I was a little bit disappointed with that trilogy. So reading this, I went into it with really low expectations, but I was completely blown away. I loved it so much. I loved the characters, and the plot was just awesome, and I just had a great time reading this book.
Kat, what did you think?
Pretty much the same. I mean, I did really like the Grisha trilogy, but one of my favorite aspects of that was the world. So I was so excited about this book, and we were revisiting the world, which has like this awesome magic system, and like it's a very well-built world. Like you have all the different societies, and they all have different cultures, and then you bring in this book, which has fantastic writing and a great plot and an amazing cast of characters. Like I loved all of the characters so much, and I was really impressed with this book, and I really liked it.
Yeah, like I said, I think we all really loved it. If you haven't seen, I think Jesse and I have our book talks up. I think Kat will be doing a wrap up at the end of the month. But we loved it. We loved it, and it was. I had so much fun with the characters. Like I think that was the strongest part of this book, and what everyone else said, it was really, really fun heist. For me, like I said, I felt very Pirates of the Caribbean-y, and I love Pirates of the Caribbean, like, really a lot, and I don't know, Kaz, in a way, reminded me of Jack Sparrow.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, like, I could see, I don't know, weird similarities, but,
Right.
yeah, no, I definitely give it like 5 out of 5 stars. I think it was great. Like,
Same, I gave it a 5.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4, like a 4.5. It was, if I read this at a different point in time, but I was more in the mood for like cute rom-com-y type stuff.
Right.
So like I didn't love it as much as I could have if I was in the mood for the epic, amazing heist. But like objectively, I could have given this a 5 if I read this at a different point in time. Just
Right.
my personal feelings at the moment.
Yeah, totally.
It wasn't exactly what I was in the mood for, but I still loved it.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. So, yes, in conclusion, we all liked Six of Crows a lot. And if you missed it, we're taking questions on Twitter with hashtag Crowsplosion. I actually have Twitter open, but I cannot get the window with the comments open. So if any of you guys want to monitor the comments,
Sure, I can do that.
I can't get it open for some reason.
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Who was your favorite point of view?
I was just looking at that question too, from Ross.
Yeah.
My favorite point of view, I think, was Inej. I had the most fun reading from her. I really liked hearing Nina's story and stuff, but I had the most fun listening to the lady who did Inej's voice. on the audiobook.
Audiobook.
What about you guys?
It's hard because I loved all the characters equally. Like, I loved them all. They were all so different and unique. But I also loved Inej the most. She was my favorite point of view to read from, and I just love her. She's the best. Kat, how about you?
See, yeah, I loved all of them, but I think I liked Nina's most because she was sassy and funny and like kind of the comedic relief. Like, so many of the characters had really sad stories, like Inej and Kaz, and Nina's, wasn't a walk in the park, but she kept a lightness about her that I appreciated.
Why do you guys think we didn't get a perspective for Wyland?
I think because he was last to join the crew.
I don't know.
We couldn't know if we could fully trust him. I think it was kind of a mystery as to who he was and stuff.
I feel like he could have been like my favorite character if we would have gotten more of a perspective from him, because I really liked what we got of him in this book, but we just I don't know, I didn't get to know him as much as like the other characters. So.
I agree. I think
because we didn't get his point of view, I was so suspicious of him the whole time. Like I was just waiting for him to betray us. I'm like, we don't know what's in his head.
Right.
Yeah, like that's why she kept it like that, I think. And then at the end, it made it a big deal when we finally saw from his point of view again. Because also we had him being that other guy for so long, so knowing more about that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
This one's from Maureen Kiwi, and she says, she says, which booktubers would you pick to be on your heist crew?
We don't do stuff like that.
The Booksplosion crew.
Us. I don't know what to add. Yeah.
Let's pull a heist to get to the second Six of Crows book.
To steal the manuscript from Lee's house.
If it's even finished.
Manuscript stealing. I don't know. Cat? Did we lose Cat? Oh no! Which crew member would be terrible at surviving the present world?
Ooh.
I feel like they could all pretty easily survive the present world, which is easier to survive than their world.
Exactly. Kat, are you back?
Yeah.
I think you froze for a second.
I can hear you guys, but I keep, like, everything's lagging.
Oh no!
Lagtastic.
I have another question here. Who do you want to die the most brutally? These are from Anna Salam. I don't know if I said your name right. I'm sorry. But who do you want to die most brutally, Pekka or Madame? What was her, Madame Helene or something? I think that's her name.
Madame Helene. Oh.
Ooh. I
would say Helene. Yeah. She was awful.
She was horrible. I hated what she did to Inej. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Level would just drop so far.
Yeah.
Like, that woman, god damn it. Do you have another question?
Which two characters do you ship the most?
Inej for me.
Inej? Yeah. I mean, I really like them together, but I love Jesper and Wyland. Like, I love that moment when Jesper, like, stood up for Wyland and, like, went up against his dad or whatever.
Yeah,
and was like,
I love that.
No. It's like, I love them together.
I love them too. I think they're fun. The reason why I ship Inej, I think, more is because it seems so unlikely that it'll happen because so many obstacles and such with their just emotional messed upness. Kat, who do you ship the most? Kat? Damn it!
Are you there, Kat?
Come back!
Come back to us, Kat.
Jesse, do you have a question?
Let's see.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Do you have something you ship the most?
Yeah, all of them.
You ship all of them?
I ship, like, Kaz and Inej. I love it. Nina and, how do you say his name?
Matthew.
Matthias?
Oh, Matthias. Yeah, I forgot about them. I totally ship them too.
I love them. And Wyland and Jasper I shipped from like a little something, right? When that moment when they're getting on the ship and they get attacked, and Jasper's like, Wyland's like, close your eyes, and Jasper's like, you can't kiss me from there.
Right.
I'm just like, I see something here.
The best.
What was I just gonna say? Did this make you want to read the Grisha trilogy more or less? Asking me, because I'm the only person who hasn't read the Grisha trilogy, and it's definitely more. Like, it really, the magic system really intrigued me. I really like it. It's really interesting and different, and I want to know more about it. And I want to know more about Ravka, and that's where it takes place. And so I'm definitely looking forward to picking up the Grisha trilogy than I was before. You have a question?
What do you think of the cover? Lee Bardugo has lucked out with amazing covers because they're all beautiful. Like, they just keep getting better and better.
Definitely, agreed.
Beautiful.
Oh, look! I just noticed. Look, it makes the towers. It makes towers.
You didn't notice that?
Yeah,
In the wings?
no.
Yeah.
Oh. I noticed something was up with it, but like I didn't see anything. I was like, huh. Weird.
I think what's fun about the Grisha trilogy, the original trilogy, is that after you read the books and you look at the covers, you notice more details that have to do with the books than you might notice at a glance, which is really cool. But yeah, like Jessie said, Lee Bardugo has lucked out with great covers.
Yeah, for sure.
I have another question. What was your favorite part or concept of this world?
I think, I don't know, I like the idea of the Wraith. I don't know, I like that whole, I don't know what exactly concept we're looking at here, but I did really like.
Maybe like the different powers, like Grisha abilities, or like how Jesper was a fabricator?
Yeah, I also liked the way that the book started off with like two characters that we ended up just killing off really quickly.
Right.
I thought that was really cool. Yeah, you guys have answers for this one?
Probably just like the world as a whole. Like, you have so much history going on here and so much culture, and like there's all these different continents, all these different cities, and they're all developed differently, and they all have these different dynamics. Like Ketterdam is like this port town kind of, like that's like most Pirates of the Caribbean-y. And then Ravka, you had like the Civil War going on, and like you learned all about that in the Grisha trilogy. And how do you say Fjorda? Fjorda?
Fjorda? Yeah, Fjorda. It's Fjorda.
Like their history, how they hated the Grisha and they hunt the Grisha.
Yeah,
when they went to the ice court and they noticed that like some of the stuff had to be Grisha made. I don't know. It was so interesting how all the different cultures played against each other.
Just like everything about the world that she created is just like so rich and detailed. Like you can tell that she spent her time like really doing research and like building up the world. It's incredible. Yeah, for sure.
I think I really love the way we got information about the characters. I like the flashbacks and the way that we went into them.
Yeah.
I think it really worked very well, and I thought all their stories were captivating.
Right. And they're all kind of connected in some way to some of the characters and stuff. Like they had past and history with each other.
Yeah. That's why I'm like excited for the next book, but I also know that it's going to be different because we spent so much time like kind of unraveling the mystery and the backstory of each of these characters and like their connections with each other. So in the next book, like now we know all about their pasts. So in the next book we can have like a nice full character arc to see where they end up from where they started. And I think that'll be really cool. Because this is just a duology. There's only one more book, probably, most likely.
Yeah.
I have a question here. What part of this world would you want to visit? Ravka, Fjorda, Shuhan, Ketterdam?
Are we Grisha or not?
We're not Grisha. We're us. So I think I'd want to visit Fjorda. I think it sounds beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's cold.
Yeah, but like you just come prepared. You don't go in the water.
What's another continent I can go to that is not cold? Oh, maybe Shuhan. We haven't been to Shuhan like at all.
No, it could be a fiery, burning pit of hell down there.
But they're the ones who are focused more on, like, I mean, they do experiment on the Grisha and persecute them. I don't know. We haven't seen anything about Shuhan.
We know that Wayland's from Shuhan, so I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to learn more about Shuhan.
Yeah.
But Ketterdam sounds pretty shitty. Yeah, Ketterdam sounds pretty shit.
I don't know. If I were a Grisha, I would definitely want to be in Ravka.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's also Novi Them, where Jesper is from.
What? I have another question. What is there something that you didn't like about the book?
Something that I didn't like about the book.
I know, like, I felt that the heist actually took a back seat in this book, and you didn't really get the fun that sometimes you get from a heist where you, like, plan it out. I feel like we didn't see many of the plans, so we didn't know if the plan was going wrong or right. We didn't know anything at all, really, I feel like. So I feel like it was more concentrated on the characters, which I loved, and I think it was really strong. I just think the heist wasn't as heisty.
Right. I would agree with that, because I feel like a lot of Lee's books are more so focused on the characters than the plot. But, sorry, somebody just walked in and just distracted me, so I don't know what I'm saying.
Lee's characters are character-driven, or Lee's books are character-driven more than plot-driven.
Right, so I completely understand that. Yeah.
I don't know, one thing that it's not that I, like, disliked it, I was just, like, mildly annoyed when Inej got kidnapped at the end.
Yeah.
I was just like what I would have loved to see is if Kaz got taken and the rest of the crew had to band together to save their leader rather than
that feels very
interest being taken, because Inej is like the least damsel in distress type character ever. So for her to be, like, taken and held is, like, the thing Kaz wants most, and now we have to get her back. I was just like,
we might see Lee pull a whole, like, 180 on that, and she gets back super quickly on her own or something.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Like, I feel like that's more true to her character. But they could, like, keep her drugged. Like, if they're smart about having the race, like, they could maybe keep her under control. I just wish she hadn't been taken. Like, I was just like, ugh.
No, I agree with that. I was just like, this is very Spider-Man right now, and I don't like it. But I don't know. I think she can't be gone for the whole book. So she has to escape, and there has to be a bigger thing going on.
Yeah.
Well, the bigger thing is all about the Jurda Parem and, like, stopping that from ruining the world.
Yeah. The question, I think, is what will the next heist be? Because there has to be some sort of a heist thing situation, I feel like.
I feel like not necessarily, because the books are more about characters, and, like, it is kind of heist-like to rescue Inej and to stop the spread of Jurda Parem.
Yeah, Jurda Parem.
Yeah, the drug. Yeah.
The drug.
I have a question.
I've heard it a million times out loud, so, like, Truskala, like, all that stuff.
Somebody asked, how scared are you for Nina?
Not really, because we saw her at the end with
The thing was, at the end, she could have been drugged. She could have taken another dose, because she still looked like shit.
Yeah, but I don't think she would have done that. Like, because if she
I don't think she would have either, but what if Matthias gave it to her because she was dying?
then she's definitely going to die in the next book, and that would be
Unless they have to find a cure, which could be another thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who in the crew did you most relate to? It's a tough one. I feel like you could relate to a lot of the different characters in different ways. Because none of them felt like entirely like, that's me.
It's just, it's such a different world and situation that it's hard to relate to them.
They're not dealing with things that we would deal with.
I feel like I related to, like, aspects of Wylan and aspects of Inej and, like, even, like, little parts of Kaz has, and
Yeah.
Definitely. I have a question. How does this compare with Mistborn as a heist novel?
I think Mistborn is a more intricately woven heist political novel. This
Right.
is more focused on one thing and the characters.
Right.
I think that you can compare them though. Like if I still prefer Mistborn, but if you liked Mistborn and you're looking for something kind of similar to that, you'd probably like this book, and vice versa. And I was thinking earlier about like what is my favorite Booksplosion book of the year so far, and it would probably be Mistborn followed by this one. So.
I'm trying to think of the other. I always blank when I like try to think of.
I'm like looking on Goodreads. I was like, what is my favorite one? I need to share about this.
I mean, like I really loved Finding Audrey.
Yeah.
What was our February book?
We Should Hang Out Sometime? Was that February?
No, that was March. It was These Broken Stars. These Broken Stars.
Oh yeah, These Broken Stars. Oh yeah.
Oh, we had a good reading year so far.
Yeah, we really did.
And we do have for the next 2 months as well, since we have those books.
Yeah, very exciting. They're both supposed to be great. And last month was
Policy.
Policy. Yes. No, it's been a really good
Yeah.
year. Book-wise. Oh, and We're in the Ashes. I really love that one.
Yeah. We had Queen of the Tearling too.
Yeah.
It's really hard to rank these. Damn.
Really hard. We'll have to think about it for the winter live show.
Yeah. End of the year live show.
Yeah. But that's a good question. What type of Grisha would you guys choose to be?
Again, it depends on like, am I in that world or am I in this world?
Well, I mean, I don't know. The healer Grisha is cool.
Yeah.
But the fabricator Grisha is also very cool.
I like the we don't get to see them a ton in this book, Christine. I'm not as familiar with them, but the ones who like can control like the weather and the elements and stuff, I really like those ones.
I think I'd choose the fabricator one probably because his blood stuff kind of creeps me out, and fabricator making cool stuff just sounds really cool.
I don't know.
I want to be like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I don't know what I would be. Maybe a fabricator.
Can you fly?
You can.
I was flying on Judah Perem.
On Judah Perem, you can obtain like full flight because you're insanely like heightened power, but otherwise you can't quite fly. But in Airbender, in the last Avatar, Avatar: The Last Airbender, he has like kites and like tools that he'll help him fly. So if you
those may be cooler. I just feel like I don't know them as much.
I mean, we don't even get to see them a ton in the Grisha trilogy. Just as soon as I heard about them, like, you know, is it the Squallers who can control water and who like help ships sail and stuff? I was just like, that's cool.
That is really cool. That's like Percy.
Yeah.
Jesse, you have an answer?
I don't know. It's too hard. Can I be all of them?
No.
All-powerful Grisha.
Not a Mistborn.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be a fabricator. I think that would be really interesting.
That sounds like an interesting thing to be.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was your favorite scene in this book?
Oh. I had so many favorite scenes.
I actually really liked how this story started off because it just was like so funny about that. Who was it? Inuj? Is that his name?
Joust?
Oh, no. Yeah, it was Juiced or whatever.
Inuj?
Is it Juiced or Joust?
I think it was Joust. I don't know.
I know, but he just like kept trying to figure out how he was going to go up and like interact with Anya or whatever.
Yeah, he never did.
Never did.
Wait. Forever. I really, really loved the opening scene of with Kat. Like we watched him do that whole deal with the black fingertips. and it was just really cool. It was just like, wow, yeah, this guy knows this shit.
I liked the whole part once they got to the ice court, like the actual heisty part once things started happening more and like all the characters were off and like so many things were happening, like they were all prisoners and then Inej was climbing up the shaft and Kaz found Pekka Rollins and like what was going on there and like Jesper and Wylan going after the tower and destroying it, and just I really liked the whole heist sequence.
Kai poking somebody's eyeballs out.
That was
Freaking brutal.
The scene where Nina took the Judah Param was cray-cray. She was just like, that moment when Matthias got shot, I talked about this in my book talk, but I'm just repeating myself now. I thought for half a second that I was like, oh my god, they're killing him off. And then she was just like, we're done. It's better. Like, it's crazy. And just the way, I don't know, she controlled so many people so quickly. It was insane.
This person asks, do you think this would make a good movie or TV series?
Yeah. I think this is more of a movie.
Yeah. Because
this specific book.
Yeah, I feel like with the I don't know, because you would need more things to bring this group of characters together. They don't naturally all hang out together, so I feel like a movie would work better for this book. I don't know. We'll have to see after the next book if like
if that still holds up. Right now, though, I think this could be done in a film with flashbacks and the film. You know, like, and it opens like a film.
Yeah, I would go for a film as well. I think it'd work best that way. Somebody also asks, do you think one more book is enough to wrap this like duology up?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on how it's handled. I feel like if you didn't have a Nej being kidnapped and like that ending, you could have wrapped this up with another 50 pages or so. But it did. Yeah, I think it can definitely be wrapped up in another book.
Yeah, totally. Even though I want more books. I love these characters. They're so great.
Yeah, no, the characters are great. She's really put together an awesome crew of people that are really...
Hashtag squad goals.
Hashtag squad goals. Hashtag crow goals. For those of you who are just showing up, we are taking questions, hashtag Crowsplosion on Twitter and in the comments. Are any of you being able to access the comments?
No, it looks like the comments are disabled, and I don't know what's up and on.
Weird. Okay, then never mind. Just on Twitter still. Hashtag Crowsplosion. Hit us up. Let's see.
There's a question for Kat that says, Kaz or Baz? But I think we all know the answer to this.
No, it's probably Baz.
Baz.
I don't know him yet. Oh, Nina versus Aelin. Who would win, Aelin?
Yeah, Aelin would win.
Like, Aelin would sneak up behind Nina before she even knew about her and just stab her.
Well, I don't know, with Nina on the drug.
Yeah.
Well, Nina's not on the drug. She's off the drug.
But currently she is on the drug.
Why are Nina and Aelin against each other? That wouldn't happen. I did see some parallels between Aelin and Kaz, like particularly in that scene. The first scene where we meet him with the black tips, and he has like this whole plan, and he's like bluffing and stuff, and he seems like a hard ass, and then we learn that he has a bit of a softer side, like he wasn't really about to kill that woman, it was just a bluff, and I was just like, that's kind of an Aelin thing.
Yeah, I feel like Aelin would definitely win and get the better of Kaz as well. Aelin is badass bitch who no one can take her down.
Aelin is scary.
Like, Aelin and Manon, like, if you saw how that went down, like, Aelin can...
No spoilers!
I know.
I have a question here, but I'm going to kind of alter it a little bit. The original question is, if you could add a crow to the squad, what would they be like? But I'm going to say, if you could add any fictional character to the squad, who would you add?
Well, Aelin.
Because you were talking about it?
I mean, yeah. Now,
I mean,
now I'm stuck on that. Like now that we
now I'm like Dorian would work.
Rowan maybe.
Rowan would just like destroy everything. We wouldn't need a crew. We just need Rowan.
Yeah, like if they were in the like a part of this, like they would just be in the background the whole time. It would just be like them as like the shining star.
I know. Everyone else would be a background character.
Be like, oh man.
Let's think of someone outside that universe.
I was gonna say like
Percy
Emma.
Jackson.
Emma from Miss Peregrine's. She'd be an interesting one.
Oh, Emma?
Yeah.
Would be good.
Yeah.
Who did I just say?
Percy? Didn't she say Percy?
Percy would make a great addition.
I feel like he'd be like the shining star as well, though.
Oh no, but he'd be like a swaller. He'd have the power of the water.
There's kind of a squad in the Percy Jackson series, isn't there?
There is a squad for sure.
Okay.
I mean, in Percy, I don't know. I think he wouldn't necessarily outshine everyone. Because he's, yeah. It wouldn't be like an Aelin. Aelin's just like a ham, too.
Somebody asks, did this book have a funny moment, and if so, which one?
There are definitely some funny moments.
Yeah, definitely. I liked the ghost moment. My ghost wouldn't associate with your
I
ghost.
talked about that. Let me see. There was other ones, and I just like can't remember them.
Yeah, I'm having trouble remembering as well. I know, like, obviously the opening scene, I've already talked about that, but it's hilarious and great.
Yeah, especially when she starts killing everyone. So funny.
So funny, but
When
yeah.
I cut off that boy's thumb.
You know what I mean.
Let's see. What would be the perfect cast? Let's try to cast them.
Oh, hot dang.
Inej, I pictured as like someone that I made up, but I feel like there's got to be someone on TV.
I kind of was picturing Inej as the girl that's playing Isabel in the new Shadowhunters TV, kind of.
I was thinking of a smaller person, just like
Yeah, I mean,
small, but like more gymnast looking.
yeah, more acrobat looking because she's.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't cast any like real people.
I didn't either.
No, we know you're doing.
We have the poster too, the 6
Right.
poster that has all the drawings. Like that's who I was picturing,
What
kind of.
about Jester? What about Michael B. Jordan, who was just in he was in Fantastic Four. He's in this new movie.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Jester. Yeah. Wylan, I feel like he should kind of easily be casted. But I can't. Is Wylan like of Asian descent? That's what I.
No, he's once he changes into the other kid, he is. But otherwise, he's just.
A white boy.
Oh wait, Kawhi. That's the kid's name.
Uh,
Kawhi, right? That's the kid's name, Kawhi or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wylan is just regular. I picture Wylan kind of like goofy looking. Like a cute goofy looking, not like goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like a gangly kid.
As who's the kid in the Maze Runner?
Oh, wait. He could also be Greg Earl.
oh, yeah, I could see that. Greg Earl.
Earl and the Dying Girl. Yeah, I definitely see that. Does anyone else have any ideas on Twitter?
Yeah. For casting, yeah.
Booksplosion them.
Tweet us your fan casting.
Yeah, definitely give us your fan casting because this is an interesting crew to cast. Who would play Nina? Nina's like really voluptuous and such.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to think of on the spot. I need like a cast.
It's also hard to think of actual like younger actors.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause they're all like 17.
Yeah, did you guys like, I feel like they like read as like older people.
No, they read as in their 20s at least.
Yeah. I was like, they're not 17.
Like Kaz read as like mid-20s.
Yeah, I thought he felt so old to me. I was like, you're like not a teenager.
At least mid-20s. Like I thought he was gonna be like, what's his name in Mistborn? You know, the older.
Yeah.
Crap, what is his name? Jack Sparrow of Mistborn.
Cal.
Kel, yeah.
Cal.
Yes.
Kelsey.
Kelsier.
Kelsier. Okay. Yeah, he read like him a little bit in the beginning. And Nina, like I couldn't believe that she was only 16. And Nash, I couldn't believe when she was only like 16. She was like, I just couldn't believe anything. But Tias read like he was 30. Yeah, it was crazy. That was like the most unbelievable thing for me in the book, the ages. It was really surreal. Let's see, Booksplosion. What is...
Go ahead.
You have a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go.
Favorite character backstory?
Ooh. Cass. I pick Cass. Oh, you know who would also make a cool addition to this crew? Izzy or Jace.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, Jace would steal the show. Izzy kind of would too.
I don't think Izzy would steal the show necessarily.
Not as much.
She would definitely bring her sass, and it would stand out.
Yeah.
I liked Matthias's backstory because he showed a lot of growth, like changing for the better, whereas a lot of the other characters just had like hardships they had to overcome, and they're more like driven. Like Kaz is driven to get revenge, and Ned is driven to like get a better life and to find her family. But Matthias, he like was raised in this culture where he hates the Grisha and like he looks at them as less than human, and getting to know Nina and like getting closer to her made him start to realize that his worldview might be a little bit wrong. So I really liked that whole thing going on there.
Yeah, I as well liked learning more about like Nina and Matthias and their past, because it was just like so weird to like have him come into the story and just be like so like kind of against Nina a little bit, and just like kind of
so antagonistic.
Yeah, and so it was like, well, what happened there? Like, we need to know like what's going on with him.
I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, as soon as we hear about him through Nina, and she's like, "I've been begging you to get him out of jail for so long." Like, I thought they were like lovers, they were together or something, and like she's so happy when she sees him, and then he starts choking her, and I'm like, oh, there's like bad blood here.
Yeah, the lark. No, you know who they reminded me of a little bit? They reminded me of the relationship in These Broken Stars. Just the way that they bond.
Interact or whatever.
Yeah,
they obviously have a little bit more history though.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about like the way that it happens, like camping and stuff around being pushed to your limits, and that's when they really bonded.
Right.
I like this one. Which character of the crew would you pick to be?
Ooh.
Oh, I think I'd pick Inej again.
It's so hard. Probably.
Maybe Jesper, but I want to be a girl, so I pick Inej. Also, I ship Kaz and me.
I'd say Nina, because she seems to have the least traumatizing life, and she has Grisha powers, and she has Matthias, so I'm going to go with Nina.
Inej has like made her own powers. I cannot believe she doesn't have powers. I literally thought Wrath was one of the different kinds of Grisha for a long time when I was reading it.
I don't really want to be a girl, but I want to be Inej. She's just so awesome.
So cool.
Like, she's just the best character. Like, I don't know.
I love that she can just climb anything ever.
Yeah.
So cool.
So cool. What is one thing you would say to someone who hasn't read the book in order to get them to read it?
I would tell them it's a heist novel.
I would just throw it in their face and say, read it.
No, I'd be like, yeah, we do what we do with every book that we like. Guys, this is so good, you have to read it.
Exactly.
I mean, it has so many selling points, like great writing, great world, great story, great characters. Like, why don't you want to read this? What's wrong with you? Do you hate fun?
Oh, here's a question. if you had to write the script for the movie, what do you think you'd have to cut so it's not too long? I don't know. Some of the backstory of some people, maybe. Maybe some of the Geordie backstory. We don't need all of it. Like, we could show Pekka Rollins screwing them over more faster than he figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hard.
I think that's what it would end up being cut. Backstories would be shorter.
Yeah.
They would be more concise.
Yeah.
And maybe even when they got to the ice court, they would get there faster instead of like trudging through and being attacked and stuff like that.
Like maybe change the attack so it happens like right when they're docking or something. Yeah. Just like dock, get attacked. Nina and Matthias make their plot and resolve their shit, and then we just like move on to the ice court right away.
And we might cut when we go to get Matthias. It might happen faster when we break him out of jail. Like we watch a bunch of people fight animals, and then we start fighting. Yeah, I think it would make a good film. Actually, I think it's easy to cut these parts and fit in the parts we need.
Yeah, and the thing is, I feel like it would fit really nicely in one film. Like so much stuff that like took a lot of pages, you could condense down to a couple shots to like a quick line of dialogue to like get on with it.
Yeah,
and
I mean, Kaz's story, we could just see them getting sick, see him thrown in a pit, see him wake up in the pit, you know, like see him floating in the water. It would happen in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds, still.
This person asks, would you have read this if it wasn't a Booksplosion book?
Yes.
Totally. The thing is, though, like, we pick Booksplosion books that we want to read, so, I mean...
Yeah. No, I mean, like, the thing is... Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, like, we didn't pick this that far in advance, and I talked about this in my most anticipated books of the year. Like, I wanted to read this as soon as I finished the Grisha trilogy, and I knew it was happening. I was all about it.
I wanted to read this when we went to Y'all West. She was talking about it, and back in April. And I was like, that sounds awesome. And I remember saying it, I remember Capping like, oh, I think you probably have to read the Grisha trilogy first, and like, but like I remember something wanting to read it. But
not only that, but at Y'all West, we saw Leigh Bardugo speaking, and she was so funny.
That's when I wanted to read it. Yeah, it was. She was talking about it. There was something else that I was going to say, and I lost it.
Remember when she was doing like the Darkling impersonation at the fan fiction thing or whatever?
She does it sexily.
So good.
What I was going to say is, Booksplosion, because it's a Booksplosion book, we read it like right now as soon as it came out. That's the only reason. That's the only thing that changed. Like I would read this, but it probably would have taken me a little longer than it did.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. Like, we get to read the new releases when they come out because we have a book club. You guys have a question? We have about 15 more minutes, guys, so get your questions in now.
Questions in! This person asks, if you could reach into the book and tell something to a certain character, who would it be and what would you say?
I would be like, Kaz, they're going to steal Inej because you like her. Do not bring her with you in visible sight. Or Kaz, Vanek is going to screw you over, so get that 40 million Kruga up front.
Yeah, I'd probably, like, tell Inej and Kaz, like, you guys like each other.
Just get together.
I like that he did, like, straight up say, I want you to stay with me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he also has some stuff he has to work through. Like, even though he admitted that he wants her to stay and he wants to be with her, like, he can't overcome the physical contact thing just yet. And also, he's so preoccupied with Pekka Rollins, like, he doesn't have the capacity for a relationship yet. But I feel like that will happen by the second book, the end of it.
Yeah.
Is there a really annoying character that you didn't like?
I mean, the bad guys.
The bad guy. Pekka Rollins. No, I really didn't like the Nick.
Who?
The Nick.
Oh.
The guy who sets them up with the 40 million crew guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bad guy. But you can like bad guys. Some people are good at making the bad guys like.
True. Like in the Grisha trilogy, I know that a lot of people love the Darkling, and he's like a cool character in that trilogy.
Yeah, like even in the Mortal Instruments, it's like some of the people who are bad. Sebastian Valentine and like even like Camille, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse, you said a lot of people love the Darkling. Does that mean you didn't?
It's not that I enjoyed his character. I thought he was a really interesting villain, but like I don't get the outpouring love for his character. Like I don't understand it. Do you love the Darkling? Because there are people who are like obsessed with the Darkling, and I'm just like,
but
does he have any redeeming qualities? Like I don't know.
I don't want to spoil anything. We can maybe talk later, but.
We'll talk later.
Are there any other questions? Should we talk about next month's book?
Yeah, let's talk about next month's book.
Next month's book? Mine is still packed in a box and I cannot find it.
I only have the slipcase.
It's Illuminate!
Illuminate!
Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay
Kristoff.
This is our November book of the month. It just came out on Tuesday.
Very exciting. It's like very kind of mysterious as to what it's about, but it has great reviews and everyone's.
Well, I know a little bit about what it's about that I can tell you guys. So basically, it's told in like leaked documents and hacked emails and like interview transcripts, and it basically chronicles. It follows a couple different people, but there was like these two warring political companies, and they're both like fighting and invading this planet. And so it's like space and politics and survival, and it sounds awesome, and it's been getting amazing reviews, and like everyone loves this book.
It's going to be really cool and interesting to read, I think. It kind of sounds like a not as intense version of that J.J. Abrams book, S, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like
it's
writing all over the book and everything.
Documents, yeah. It's very exciting. So
Pat, it was blurbed by Lainey Taylor.
No!
Yeah.
Cool.
Anne-Marie Liu.
Yeah, a lot
Beth Revis.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it. It's so exciting.
Yeah, like, every time I mention this book to someone, if they've read it, they're like, "Oh my God, it's so good! You're gonna love it! It's so amazing!" So
yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know if I should audiobook it or not. Like I was thinking about starting the audiobook.
I heard that the audiobook is amazing. Like
really?
they have voice actors and sound effects, and like it seems like the kind of book that you want to like actually read because of how it's laid out. But it sounds like the audiobook is amazing as
Interesting. Then maybe I will listen to it. Because I finished Six of Crows and now I'm like, I don't know what to read now. Like,
no, listen to Carry On.
No, I'm going to read Carry On. I don't want to listen to it. I want to read that with my eyes.
That is really good too, though.
Yeah, I know, but like I like Rainbow too much for an audiobook. Like I like her words too much. Like I want to see the words.
Read it soon.
I'm reading Fangirl.
No, Fangirl's so good. I'm so happy you're liking it.
I'm just like smiling the whole time, like reading it because I just love it so much. I'm like,
yeah, it's just like
so good.
So wonderful. Okay, well, this has been our Six of Crows live show. I hope you guys have fun, and I hope you join us hopefully next month for Illuminate.
Do you want to briefly talk about November or December, since we know that is
we can just talk about really quickly. December is going to be winter.
Winter.
By Marissa Meyer. So if you have not caught up on that series,
the finale of the Lunar Chronicles. It's going to be epic. Hopefully you guys you're good. You're down. You're ready. Get ready if you're not ready yet. Read Cinder, and then Scarlet, and then Cress, which is fantabulous. And I mean, they're all good, but Cress is like, oh my god. And Winter. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Kat.
Goodbye.
Booksplosion.